All right, so here you can see that till this portion we have achieved. Okay, so right now we are at the position where we know how to create a template file. So I'm just giving you an overview, quick overview. So we go to this file and click on new option, go to this project and you choose the right template. So you know what is called template. Template are the uh, files where you got all the predefined settings as per the work purpose. So if you are choosing metric architecture, so architecture related things you will get here, and as per the metric unit, here also you can choose metric architecture. So with the right template you generally start your project, or you can set your project template. So when you need to create a project template, uh, when you are at a leading position, you are defining the BIM strategies, you are creating uh, uh, and you are giving all the responsibilities, you are distributing all the responsibilities. So you need to create a template file. So this template file will have the proper unit, the levels, okay, some families like all the doors, what kind of doors will be there. So you can load them here. All right, and some other families, what kind of annotation style will be there, so everything will be decided. So accordingly we will create within that project template. So we will choose this project template and we will click on OK, and we will save it as a template file. And then again we will load a new file and then go to project, and this time we will choose this project option. And from here let me choose that template. We have already created that template, right? Just a second. Yeah, so here we have created already this template file, and I'm right now using this. So with this template file we'll open this, click on open, and here you can see this is listed, and we will choose this project. And with this template file we will start our project. Okay, so everything will be available here, and we can start our work. All right, so the basic things I have already created, and here we organize all the project browser here, all the views which will be listed, how we can organize. So that we also set in the project browser, and then we uh, create our grids. If the grids are created, uh, then according to the grid we can start creating our model elements. So we already know that Revit has three categories of elements. One is model element, and your wall, roof, floor, these are the host element which comes under the model element. And your door, windows, furniture, these are the component element which comes under the model element. And we have annotation element. So this level is a datum element, and datum element comes under annotation element. And we have text, tags, dimension, these are annotation element. Okay, these are annotate element. And we have this view element. So here you can see all the floor plans, ceiling plans, 3D views, elevation views, schedules, sheets. These are view elements which are uh, controlled within this project browser. And every element has its properties. We have instance properties and type properties. And instance properties are the individual properties of each element. And type properties is the properties for all the category objects for that category. Okay, so these are the things which I've already covered. Okay, and we know how to set our front view. So here we have this uh, uh, view cube, and how to align our front view as per the direction. Suppose like my direction, my building is facing east facing. Okay, right now you can see that this is the east is the right side view. So I need to set it as the front. So here we have this set front to view. So I will choose this east. So right now you can see this is the front. So I need to align this as per the project. Okay. And the last we have covered that how to place walls. Okay, we have seen that how to create this stud walls. Okay, the stud walls. So stud walls is one of the type of this wall. So we have the three type of wall. One is basic wall, another is curtain wall, another is stacked wall. Okay, and within the basic wall we have two different types. One is compound wall, another is generic wall. So when you have uh, one single layer in the wall, that is a structure layer, that is a core layer. So when you have that single layer only, that is called the generic wall. And when you have two or more than two layers, including that core layer, that is called compound wall. So those layers are placed horizontally. Fine. Those layers are like membrane layer, thermal layer, these kind of finish layers. When you add these layers, you create a compound wall. Okay. So we also learned about how to create this. Okay. So now let me also show you that here within this manage tab, we have this project parameter. Okay. So while organizing this project browser, we have learned about this. So we can create this here. If I need, suppose I need to know, or I need to mention the uh, quality of bricks, suppose. Fine. So here I will add one parameter. So here I can add some project parameters. Okay. So when I need to add this project parameter, suppose for any element, I need some parameters which are not listed. Uh, Either it may be in the instance parameter, either maybe in the type parameter. They are not listed. So we only get some default parameters within each element.
What, sorry to disturb you. What is the difference between type and instance parameters?
Okay, so you remember that I have given the example of human species. So each and every human species has its own individual abilities or qualities. Okay, so
That comes
that is
under
called the
instance.
instance properties. Like my height, suppose the height is my individual property in my individual parameter, right? So every human being has his or her own different height, or the some other abilities like running abilities, or some human can do like painting. He can do good painting, right? So it is his or her individual property. That is called the instance properties. Like for this wall, if I'm applying or if I'm creating this wall, okay, so where it will be placed at 0 ground level, and height, uh, let me define the height. Height will be up to first floor. Okay, so with this wall center line, so let me place this wall here, and this wall is placed. Okay, so you see that this wall has the category of this wall. Okay, all right. But this wall, which comes under this category, this wall has some individual properties like the base level. Okay, so the base level, the
So,
location line, these are the instance properties. This is totally the individual properties of this wall. It can be deferred.
so
All right.
basically, you're saying that in a project, if I have to change a certain model element, so
Mm-hmm.
if this wall I give a type parameter, and if I change something in a type parameter, it will change in
Right.
everywhere wherever this is located in the project. But if I
Right.
have to change a single wall, I have to go to this properties palette and I have to change instantly from outside. Is it something like that?
Yes. For this wall only, if you need to change any parameters for this one only, so then you have to change instance parameters.
Okay. So type, whenever I will be adding a parameter, type parameter, basically, if I
Mm-hmm.
go and do. So that type parameter will be applicable to everywhere. Maybe if I have
Yes.
walls of a
Yes.
certain height, it will change everywhere, right?
Right.
So if I have to have something which is unique, so I should give it an instance parameter. And if there is something, maybe a 200 thick wall which is running at 2 floors in a building, so
Mm-hmm.
at that, if my category falls under that, so I should take a type parameter.
Uh, s- your question is like you have created this. Everything will be similar, and this one is placed at the at another story, but
Mm-hmm.
you want to change the thickness, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So thickness comes under type properties. Thickness comes under type properties. So if you change it, all the type will
Everywhere
be
will
changed. So
change.
for that, you need to create an individual wall type. Okay. So for that, you need to create another wall type.
Yeah, I think we never use the specific incoming wall type anywhere in the project. I think we always duplicate it.
Yeah, generally we duplicate it, right? And as because this is a system family, so we cannot load it.
Hmm. We cannot change it. Okay.
All right. So shall I proceed?
Yes, sure.
Okay. All right then. So what I was describing uh, about the project parameters, right? So you see that we can add some parameters if it is not listed within our project for any kind of element. So we can add with the project parameters. So that we have learned already. Just I'm giving you the overview. Here we have this add option. So here I can go it for the type or for the instance, for instance. So what I need the standard of bricks. I need to know the standard of bricks, the quality of bricks. So that will be instance parameter because that will vary, that may vary for each type of wall, right? So that's why I'll choose this instance. I'll not go with type. And here I will give it the name like standard of bricks and discipline that is common. Okay, it comes under the common discipline. And what type of parameter it is? It is a text parameter. All right. So if we define the text parameter, so then only you can type the values. All right. And you can group it within any kind of. So here you can like the parameter will be grouped under this group identity data. All right. So this is you can identify that or you can distinguish these are the data for this identity of this wall. So here you see that values are aligned per group type. Values can vary by group instance. So what is needed for this type parameter for this parameter? We need to select this one. Okay, and after that we need to specify the category. So don't choose multiple categories. Go with single category only. So this will be for the wall. Okay, so for the walls I will have this. So click on OK. That is added. Click on OK, and now you can see go to the identity data. Here you have this standard of bricks. Okay, now you can define it here. First class bricks, right? And for here also, if it is varying, you can go for second class brick or anything like that. So here you can mention it again. All right, so this way you can add some parameters. So these parameters you can add uh, within the project template, and you can set it as a template file, and then after that you can use it for your project. All right, uh, now let's learn about the different type of walls in details. Okay, so we have this architectural wall, and these architectural walls comes under the architectural discipline. So these are the compound walls. Some compound walls are already created. We have some. We can create by changing the type and the properties of it. So let me just show you some. Uh, Go to this edit type, and here if you go to this structure, then you can apply it. And here you can see that we have this these much of layers are added, and you can check it from the preview. So here you can see, and if I choose this core layer, so this core layer is highlighted, I guess. And this is the membrane layer. This is finish. Let me choose this section. Yeah, here from here you can identify. Okay, so this one is the finish layer, and this one is the thermal layer, and the membrane layer doesn't have any thickness. So you can see the one blue line is there. That is the membrane layer. Then this is the core layer, and this is the finish too. Okay, now let me tell you that this membrane layer, this thermal layer will be added out of this core boundary. Okay, and you see this is the exterior side. This is the exterior side, and this is the interior side of your wall. This finish to always be added to the interior side, and this finish one will always be added to the exterior side. Okay, that thing you have to remember, that this membrane layer will be added outside of this core boundary. Finish one will be added towards the exterior side. You cannot place, like you can go with like you can make it finish one, you can make it finish one, you can make it finish two, you can go with, but Revit is designed like this finish 2 is placed towards the exterior side. That is because this is from the exterior side you are creating, and this is how the Revit is created. So this one should be placed towards the exterior side, and this one to the towards the interior side. Okay, so this how, so we have this insert option, we have this delete option, and if you want to change the position of any layer, like you want to add the thermal layer to the interior side, you can make it down, you can reposition it. So here to this side you can position it, you can change this. All right, so that way we go with. Now let me cancel it from here, and we will go with the duplicate option, and here we will create some compound wall. Okay, so I'm going to create an exterior wall, EW. Okay, and like that you can provide the thickness. So I'm not going to provide each layer thickness, I'm just providing the total thickness. So 2 to 5 will be the thickness. Okay, 2 to 5 mm will be the exterior wall thickness, and let's click on OK. So that is duplicated, and you need to change the structure of it. So here you can go with delete all this, you can delete. Okay, so right now I'm just going with this membrane layer here to the outside, and this structure, for this structure I will apply the brick. Okay, so let's go with the brick. Let me select it. So here we have, and here you can see this is the material. For the material we have identity, and the name is there, description is mentioned, and this material comes under the masonry class. You can add some comments, some keywords, you can provide all these details. So these informations you can provide. That is the most important part of Revit, and BIM, providing and attaching all the information for every component. So if you have that manufacturer option, or if you are just placing a precast component, for that also, if you have any model number that you can provide, the cost you can provide, if you have any link URL, so that you also can provide, and other keynote and mark you can provide it. Now we have this graphics option. You see this is the surface pattern, so these things will be visible. Like you have this cut pattern. Okay, this cut pattern you will see in the plan view. This will be visible in the plan view, and this surface pattern will be visible in the elevation. Okay, the surface pattern will be visible in the elevation. So here you can change what will be the pattern and the color. All right, and uh, in the background of this pattern, if you want to apply anything, any color or anything like that, so here you have, you can go with this solid fill and click on OK, and then you can apply the color for this solid fill. Like you can go with this color. All right, so that will be added to the background of this foreground. All right, and here we have this appearance. You see, this is the appearance of this, the information of this appearance, and this is type masonry, and this image is applied. So in AutoCAD classes, you have already learned that how to change and apply material. So these are the same things. Here you see the texture editor, that is the same thing, right? So that is the benefit of using Autodesk software, or the same uh, software from the same vendor. So here we have the same option. Here you can change the uh, image size and all. You have change. You can change. So I will show this again. While I'll describe the material option, I will show you at that point of time. Now let me just close it. And what will be the finish type? So it is a glossy, matte, or unfinished. Obviously unfinished. And relief pattern. So this pattern will be available here, and here you can mention the render settings like production quality, so you have the better quality, and you can stretch it down so you can see the bigger screen of this preview. Okay, so you can change here and you can understand better about the material, and after that click on apply and OK. Before clicking on OK, I have something more to show, that in this shading option, if you choose this render appearance, so these are the option which will be appeared uh, while rendering, and while in the realistic mode. In the realistic mode, this appearance option will be appeared in the realistic visual style. And here you can choose this use render appearance. So this is applicable for the shaded visual style. So you can choose this so that this appearance color will be locked, and this color will be visible in the shaded visual style. And after that you can OK. So that is the uh, applied here. So that will be 8 inches or 200 mm. And now I will apply finish one here, and here I will put some plaster. So I can search for plaster. This material is available here, and you need to add in the project materials. So go for this add, and this is added. Now you can apply. And if you need to change anything here, from here you can apply the changes. All right. So I'm not going to change it right now. I'm going to just click here. So that appearance will be visible in the shaded visual style. And after that, let's click on apply. And if you need to apply some over there, so you can go for this pattern. this pattern. You can apply this. All right. Click on OK. And for this surface, you can apply some brick. If the brick is there. Okay, so we have just this one. So let's go with that one only. And let's click on OK. So that is added. And here we need to add another. So let's go insert and we need to move it up. So by default, it will come with the structure one. You need to change it to the finish one or substrate or thermal or air layer. Okay, what is needed? You apply that. And I will apply the same material. So what I'll do, I will just click here and then Control C and just replace it with Control V. And here I need to define the thickness. That will be 13 for this. And that is the total thickness. You can see 225 mm. All right. I hope you understand. Okay. So these are the materials. And within this preview, you can choose either section or floor plan. All right. So you can go with the section. Okay. So we have other options. This wrap options are there. This you can this split the regions. You can split it. So I will show you this later. First, we have to know about creating the layers and we have to understand about this and then we will go in the depth. So let me click on OK and that is created and let's click on OK and then I'm going to press MD or escape twice, then select these two wall, then go to the type selector. This is the type selector and from here I'll choose that exterior wall EW225mm and that is selected right now and here you can see that is available. All right. And now suppose you have placed your wall. Suppose this face is interior, this side is interior, but the orientation is changed. Suppose. So you can just press the space bar to change the orientation. Okay, you can just press space bar to change the orientation or else you can go to the ground floor level. There these walls are placed and there you have this flip arrow. Okay, so with this arrow, you can change the wall orientation. All right. Now you cannot understand as because both side we have the same material, so you cannot understand the difference. And these are applied by the view template. So if you need to change anything, you need to go to the view template and there you need to change. So here the detail level that is fine. And we need to go with this model display. Click here and we'll go with the realistic, apply OK, apply and OK. All right. So both side we have the same material. Now you can see that if I select it, I can again go to the edit type and there I can change. All right. I can apply and change it. Now, let me place some doors over there. OK. Now, if I place any door, even I can place it from 3D. OK. So if I place any door, it will cut that section or cut that volume. So we don't have to worry about creating a hole for that door. So we don't have to worry about that. So it will place. All right. As placed. Now here you see that I'm not getting this plaster here, right? So now you choose this wall, go to its edit type and wrapping at insert and wrapping at ends. So here it is set as do not wrap, and you can choose which one will be wrapped, the exterior or the interior. So you can choose the interior. And now let me go to apply and click on OK. And now you can see that it's wrap, right? The interior one wrap. And you can also go with the both also. So the both will be wrapped. Here you can see. Right. And at the end side also, if you need, so you select it and wrap it at the end. Either you can go with exterior or interior, and that will be wrapped. OK, at the end of your wall. OK, so end doesn't only means that this surface, the top surface is also the end. All right, so now you have the walls, and after placing all your walls, you can apply paint materials. OK, we can apply paint. So for that, we will go to the modify. And we have this paint option. Here we have paint and remove paint. So you can just click on this paint and choose the right paint material, and you can start placing the face. OK, now before adding paint, let me show you that how you can create materials. Go to the manage tab, and here you have this material option. So click on this material, and then you can create any material over there. OK, so here within this window, all the project materials are listed. Those materials which are already applied in the project are listed here. You can choose from them from this list also, or else you can create and duplicate materials. We have this option. You can create a new material, or else you can duplicate the selected material. If you click on this create new material, this default new material will be applied, and then go to the identity, and then you define the class, what kind of material it is. If it is a paint, so choose that paint option. OK, so this is the default new material that is named. You need to name it like exterior paint. Exterior paint. Right. Give all the description and all. So I'm quickly skipping all this, which you can easily provide. I'm just skipping it. And here you can see that we have this generic. So I have selected that create new material. So it's using the generic material. But I need some paint material which I can apply. I cannot create all the things. I cannot match exact paint. So for that, I have this asset library or asset browser. All the asset I have here within this asset browser. So I just need to search for it. Like you can go for wall paint, and you will see that these are the wall paint. You can choose from this. So this you have. OK, so from this also you have this glossy or matte, this kind of finish is there. So as because I'm applying to the exterior side, so I can choose this matte finish. So let me apply this paint. OK, and here we have this option which will replace. All right, now you can close this asset browser, and here you can see this exterior paint has these material. So this is chestnut, and this is the color, and finish type is there. Application is by roller. You can go with the brush also, and that material is created. Click on apply. OK. All right. So this way you can create all your materials. So I hope you understand. So I hope you can create other materials like interior paint and all. And let's go to the modify option. And here we have this paint. The shortcut is PT. And you can see the last created material is selected right now, or else you can choose from the list if you want to apply any different material. Now this is selected. Just now I'll apply the paint on this surface, and now see that Revit is so intelligent that it's skipping the area for that wall. All right, and here also. So I have applied. OK, and you can apply some other paint if it is needed. Right now, let me show you how to remove the paint. Click on this remove and click here, and that is removed. All right. Now, suppose if you want to apply any design for the paint. So for that, we have this split face option available. So choose this face and then split it. OK, so let me split over there. Let me create some design. All right. I'll go with this tangent arc. Let me choose this. Okay, now let me select this. Let me have it till here. Okay, then I can end it here. All right, like this. I can split the face like this, and here I can apply different materials. Let me show you. So this way we can apply all these designs all over the face, and then I can apply the paint over there. I have applied different paint, and for this I will apply a different paint. Now just a minute, let all the paints be loaded. These are being loaded. Just a second. Let's wait. OK, so I'm going to apply this one. Let me select it. And now let me select this one. And that is applied here. You can see. So this is kind of a material which is applied. Let me choose this one and let me see. Okay, so this is not the right color. Now we can go with this color. OK, or this color. So we can just apply like this. I hope you understand. So this way we can create some design by the split face and we can apply it. All right. Fine. So now we know how to create our walls. Either that can be a compound wall or that can be a generic wall or stud wall. Now let me show you about the curtain wall. So WA is the shortcut for creating wall, And from the type selector, I will choose curtain wall. Okay, so we have three type of curtain wall that you can see. One is curtain wall, another is exterior glazing, another is storefront. So what is the meaning of these three type? With the curtain wall option, with this curtain wall, you generally create a panel. Okay, and then with the exterior glazing, you create multiple panels, or else you can understand like you are you are placing with all the subdivision, right? The grids, the subdivision you are placing, and the storefront, you place the division and the supports. The supports are called mullions. Okay, so these are the different things. Now let me just show you that. Let me go to the ground floor, and here if I apply anything, before that let me show you that for this curtain wall, if I choose this curtain wall, and within this type right now, say that this automatically embedded option is unchecked right now. And what is the function? That is exterior. If you are applying to the interior side, you can choose that interior. Okay, and the curtain panel, what kind of curtain panel? If you have any type of curtain panel like this system panel glazed, so that you can predefine, click on apply. Okay, now let me place here, I'll go with like 1300. Okay, now you see that we are getting this warning, highlighted walls are overlapped. Obviously that's a obvious thing. I'm overlapping, right? You can see as because this embedded, automatically embedded option is unchecked. So suppose you have done it like that, so you can select it and again you can embed it, can click on this automatically embed option. Or if you have like that, for let me show you another option that is applicable for any kind of object which are overlapped. Okay, and from here you can define the height. What will be the height? Suppose you are creating a window. Okay, so that will be aligned as per the height, so you can go with the align. That will be the height you will be aligning, so then choose it. So that is set. All right, so that you have defined. All right, fine. And then this one, let me place it till here, or else you can go to this here you can place one elevation camera so that you get the right elevation. So you already know how to place these elevation cameras. So in this direction you can place one elevation camera. uh, Now you see that this curtain wall is overlapped right now. The process which I'm going to show, that is applicable for all kind of object which are overlapped within each other. So for that we have this cut geometry option. Select this main wall first and then select this, and you can see this is the overlapping geometry is cut. Okay, we have cut out the overlapping geometry. So that option can be done. Let me undo. Let me select that curtain panel. Okay, let me select that curtain panel and here it is selected. So if it is not coming, you can just press tab. Okay, suppose if it is not coming, you can just press tab and it will start highlighting like this, or else you can just change your mouse pointer a little bit. You can identify. So you know the position where you may find. So you need to just place on the borders so that you can identify like this. So you just have to hover your mouse surrounding this area. And here you can go to the edit type and you can choose this automatically embedded option and click here. So it will automatically embed within this wall. Okay, so that is a single panel which you have created by this curtain wall. If you choose exterior glazing, so you will have subdivision. So here you can see that this vertical grid is there, vertical grid as active, horizontal grid as active. If you are just choosing this curtain panel, so here you can see that this vertical grid doesn't have anything here. It doesn't have anything. But if you choose this exterior glazing, so here you will find out, uh, or you can go to the, let me show you to the type properties. And here you can see that within this curtain wall, nothing is there. Vertical grid is right now selected as none. This horizontal grid is selected as none. Everything is selected as none. And if you choose exterior glazing, you will see that this vertical grid and horizontal grid has some settings about the fixed distance. So the vertical grids are placed. So let me go with the fixed distance, or else you can go with a fixed number. Okay, so that you can define over there, and go to the horizontal grid. You can go with a fixed number. So that will be defined by the spacing, and click here. So here you can see that we are getting these grids, right? So we are getting this 4 number of grids and 4 number of grids as per the layout. So that is your exterior glazing. Okay. Now after placing this exterior glazing, within this build panel, we have this mullion option, and you can choose all grids. On all the grids, the mullions will be placed. And here you can see this is the mullion. So the thickness is like too much high. You can change to this one. Let me select all the mullions over there, and let me choose this one. So like this, I need to select. So let me select this mullion over there, and then right click, go for select all instances in entire project. So within a single click, you can select it. So this is one option, and another option is like selecting like this way, and there you will find out filter, and you can filter out only the curtain wall mullions. Check none and just select this curtain wall mullions. So this way you can filter it out, click on OK, and you are only selecting this mullions. Now go to this type selector and choose the right type, and this is the right type. All right, so that is applied here. Fine. Now suppose you want to remove any mullions, so you can just simply delete it, and you see the grid. Okay, now you see that the grids is still available. Now if you need to remove that grid from here, okay, so let me show you that also. Let me delete this mullions over there. Here I will delete all these mullions. I can select all them together, and then I can also delete it. So let me just select. Okay, now you see that I have still all the cutting grids. So if I press tab, this is one panel. Okay, so with the grids you can subdivide the panels. So if I remove the grid, so I can have a single panel. Let me uh, go with this curtain grid option here, and you can add some. curtain grids. This curtain grid, if you need to add, now let me select it, and I need to unpin it. Okay, unpin this, and then go for add or remove, and we need to remove it. So click here, and this one is removed. You see, that is removed, and then you can press escape, and that is removed. Again, you select this grid, you need to unpin. Okay, if you need to make any changes, you need to unpin it. So in the uh, previous classes, I have mentioned that you need to unpin, and after unpinning it, click on this add or remove. If you want to remove, so just click on the existing grid. And if you want to add, so you can only add where the grid is not available. So you can click outside of it. Now let me click here, and that is removed. And here also, let me remove it. Here also, let me remove it. And then go for escape. And for here also, we'll do like that. Click here, escape, select it, unpin, and then go for add, remove. Select it here, select it here, go for escape. That is selected. And now let me select it, unpin, and go for add or remove. Select this segment, and select this segment, and then escape. And now you see, we need to pin them again. So make sure you pin them again. Otherwise, you can accidentally change or uh, make any transformation. So for that, you pin them. All right. Now, if I press tab, so I can select this panel as a single panel. So right now this panel is selected. Okay, and from this list, if I have any window, so I can just change it from here. Okay, so from here I can change it. So now let me go to the uh, just a second, guys. Okay, so let me go to insert tab here and go to the load family, and can go to Windows. Let me check if we have any uh, windows like that, like this. Okay, so I don't have right now. So I can just choose that curtain wall, this one. And now let me select this panel, select it, and here you have this curtain wall awning, and that is available here. Okay, and for this you can go to edit type if you need to change anything, the materials, this slash width and thickness, so you can change it. Let me go with 25, apply, click on OK. So the width is changed. All right. Now let me go to the edit type. So there is some offset value. So let me go with the 0 and let me check. Click on OK here, and here you can see it is placed properly now. Right. So fine. After that, you can do these changes. All right, I hope you understand. Okay, so this way we can apply some curtain grids, some mullions. So if you even choosing the curtain panel, so you can make it exterior glazing, you can make it storefront after that also. So it is not fixed, like if you are choosing curtain panel, so it is only fixed to the curtain panel. You cannot add grids or mullions. You can apply the curtain grids and you can apply the mullions from here. Okay. Now you see that this vertical mullion, the mullion is continuous right now, but I want this horizontal mullions to be continued. So for that, I can choose this horizontal mullion and I will make it continuous. And here you can see this is continuous. So like that, I can choose this and I can make it continuous. And if I need to make break it, so I will make break adjoint, and this one will be continuous again. All right, so this I can make. And here, if I don't have this mullion, I can go to this mullion. So it will be placed on the total grid line or only at this segment of the grid lines. Accordingly, you have to choose the option. So click on this grid line segment, as because it will be applied to this segment only. So click on this segment. And if I want to apply for the all grids with a single click, so I can choose this all grid lines, and within all the grid lines, all the mullions as per this type, it will be placed. All right. So this is all for today. Thank you. Thank you very much, everyone.